is up, fellow YouTubers? Back in the his house, ready to rock, ready to roll. My back itches. So, there is a video made by a female YouTuber who goes by the name of Ashley Eliza, yeah. Ashley Eliza, I think that's how you pronounce it. But, yeah. Her video entitled, "I'm a misogynist, ? Okay. So we'll play the video. Yeah. This video is not meant to attack anyone. This is just, a friendly YouTube conversation.
Hey, what's up? It's your local misogynist here, just here to spew some more hate on women. I'm actually bringing this up because I'm so surprised that I got called a misogynist. I'm legitimately surprised. The fact that I, a woman, would hate a whole sex on the basis of just being a woman is insane to me, because that couldn't even be farther from the truth. I don't think it's possible to be a female misogynist unless you are transitioning or something and physically hate being a woman. But I don't hate being a woman, and I don't hate women, okay? I don't hate anyone for the basis of having uterus or having XX chromosomes. If women are trying to become more respected in society, the whole respect women thing, like, there's certain things that people do that garners respect out of others, okay? So if women want respect women, like, there's ways that you can go about doing things. And if you're calling me a misogynist for criticizing makeup culture, promiscuity, sex work, aren't you just a misogynist for thinking that all women are vapid thoughts who are obsessed with makeup? Just saying. I think that women have the intelligence and capacity to be extremely smart. They have as much outside freedom as they could ever want in life. They have endless opportunities. They're all backed by every institution imaginable. Everyone loves women. They want women to succeed. If you criticize women who are doing things that aren't beneficial, it's I hate all women. The whole problem with this is with the new liberal third wave feminism, women are choosing to do these things that are detrimental to themselves and, I guess, the view of women as a whole. You have the sex workers. You have women being obsessed with makeup culture and hauls on YouTube. All of those things, sure, they're fun, but people are allowed to critique them without saying, you hate women as a whole. I know that's hard to say, but somehow we're still unable to see women as individual people. There's still a group collective thinking that if you criticize one woman, you're criticizing all women.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. I think you are confusing feminism with feminazism, first of all. And yes, there is a difference. A feminazi will victimize herself and victimize every woman and blame men for everything. A true feminist will fight for gender equality without playing the victim. And you want to sit there and say how you're sick and tired of society collectively assuming that all women are the same. Men get this crap all the time too. This collective thinking that all men are just pigs. All we want is one thing. So when when I hear women complain about this, I genuinely feel bad for them. But at the same time, I'm like, join the club, Sister Sledge. It's called being a gender. It's called being a person. I don't like it any more than than the rest of us here, but the thing you have to realize is that a man's perspective is going to be entirely different from a female's perspective. Men and women have different perspectives on these things, and but yes, this is the problem with our society. Is our society has mistaken feminazism for real, genuine feminism. And it's very toxic for the feminist movement. It's very toxic for men and women everywhere. It's just not a good thing, This whole, poor me, I'm so oppressed. Okay, Western women complaining about being oppressed. Like, get the fuck out of here with that, dude. You want to talk about oppressed? Let's go halfway around the world where women are treated like dog shit. And then you want to talk to me about how oppressed you are because someone didn't identify your pronouns correctly. Oh, boo-hoo. You identified as a Charmander unicorn. And someone didn't call you that, so now you're pissed. Because you're so oppressed. Right.
And this is how feminism has allowed to gain hold upon everyone.
You mean feminazism?
Because if you start viewing women as individual people, feminism starts to lose grip on the entirety of society.
You're right. If you start treating women like human beings, feminazism loses its power. You are absolutely 100% right. You start treating women like actual people and as individuals, rather than classifying them all as the same. All of a sudden, these angry, pissed off, I don't need no man, feminazi types have one less thing to complain about. They're like, oh hey, we're actually getting respect? Well, holy shit, alright. If women are tired of men complaining about them, if men are tired of women complaining about them, quit giving each other stuff to complain about. Learn to be a civil person. If you don't like the person, then don't talk to them. Ignore them. It's not that difficult.
I mean, we're starting to witness this with intersectionality and how feminism is starting to eat itself. There's the fighting with the Women's March, the supposed anti-Semitism, the supposed racism. Everyone just continues to fight amongst each other and criticize one another for critiquing women instead of just looking at the bigger picture of things.
Okay. I agree with what she's saying. Women do not need to rely on their looks to be accepted into society. That is the whole point of this video of hers. She's tired of society telling women that, oh, well, you have to look sexy to be accepted. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
But then you also have the flip side of the problem where women are claiming that makeup, for example, is empowering.
Okay. Like I said, wearing makeup is a personal choice. You shouldn't do it because society says that's the standard for women. You should do it because you want to.
If you're a woman and you want to act like these fruitless feminine pursuits are doing anything for yourself and do anything besides just make you dumb, you're completely wrong. If a woman is spending hours and hours just going on Instagram, looking at models, trying to perfect her makeup skills, spending thousands of dollars on all these products, it's just fun for women to look hot. And then what's underneath that? You wash it off and what's left? You have some hot pictures, but however, if I say this to anyone, people will claim I'm so misogynistic and I'm just bashing women. And women come at other women who critique makeup culture and say, oh, you're just ugly, you don't know how to contour, you are just jealous of us. And it's also very telling that the first thing that comes to their mind when you criticize them at all is, oh, you're just ugly. Isn't that more misogynistic than suggesting that women should just have more personal responsibility for things?
Okay. This is where you're kind of a hypocrite on what you just said. You said, literally, you're tired of society collectively thinking that all women are the same. But then you turn around and you assume that just because a woman wears makeup, that, oh, she's just doing it for attention. And she's doing it because she thinks being hot's fun. Okay, let me tell you something. Not every woman is empowered by the same thing. And part of it is jealousy, dude. You know? There are some women who can't afford makeup. There are some women who don't look good wearing makeup. And there are some women who can't even put it on. So they attack other women for it. And then there are some women who would look good with makeup either way, it doesn't matter, but for whatever reason they choose not to wear it. Maybe it's a lack of confidence, or maybe they just simply don't care for it, you know. And this is what I'm getting at. How does another woman wearing makeup personally affect you? You know, your argument is you're tired of society viewing women like this, you know. But keep in mind, some women choose this. Yeah. Some women choose to wear makeup. Some women choose to be cam models. You know, and they shouldn't be forced to do it. I get what you're saying. Again, this is not an attack video. But you're saying you're tired of how society assumes all women are the same. But by the way you played this video, you're treating every woman who wears makeup the same. I'm just saying, you know, that, oh, well, you know.
And then there's also the critiques from the pro-sex work people who say that it's a woman's autonomy, she's taking control of her body. And after years and years of women complaining that they've been objectified by men, they hate being stared at by men, somehow if they open up their laptop to 50,000 men who are essentially objectifying her, that's totally fine because she's getting money for it. Aren't you just objectifying yourself by doing that? The same thing that you hate men doing to you? You're doing to yourself, and somehow that's okay? That's literally retarded. Like, you gotta have a 70 IQ or something to think that doing that makes you some sort of empowered woman. Of course.
Okay, I'm going to say it again. Some women choose that lifestyle, honey. And if they're happy with their choices, they're doing it voluntarily, and they're making money doing it, who are you to judge? Okay? I get that you're this independent. I understand that you're this independent, empowered female. You know, the kind that's like, you don't need makeup and this and that to be accepted. And you're right. Women should not have to rely on their looks to get by in society. But, you know, you're sitting there saying how people just, they spend all this time critiquing each other and they don't look at the bigger picture. Well, when you openly critique a woman for wearing makeup, you're going to get some criticism and backlash. That's part of being on the internet, you know? If I go to a truck video, and if I go to a truck video on YouTube and I comment, I like Ford pickup trucks. They're awesome. I might get some douchebag who's like, well, you're a cocksucker because Chevy pickups are better. And then someone else responds to both me and that other asshole, you guys are both douchebags. Dodges are better. And then someone responds to that person, fuck all three of you assholes, or all four of you assholes. GMC's where it's at. You know, if you don't like being attacked for sharing your personal opinion on social media, then keep your opinions to yourself. But, you know, I'm just saying.
Of course, you can blame the men in the situation as well for furthering her career, but that's not my point. They just get money thrown at them for existing, for sitting there, for just being a woman. And if I criticize that, or if anyone criticizes it, they'll come back with the retort. I actually got a comment saying this, oh, you're just against sex work and sexual promiscuity, whatever, because you don't have a hot body. You can think I don't have a hot body, I really don't care. But I'm not going to sit here and try and prove to people that I'm worth something because I have a hot body. I'm sure there's a lot more other factors that go into this, but you should be able to criticize it without being called a misogynist. Now, don't get me wrong, not all women are like this, and I just think that the people with the loudest voices happen to be these women. It's become a strategic necessity to diminish the myriad of differences that women have amongst one another. I mean, feminism hinges a lot of its principles on all men do this, all men are rapists, such as Andrea Dworkin used to say, or all sex is rape. And if you call me a misogynist for just critiquing some women, aren't you just being a misogynist for not thinking of women as individuals? Because I'm not saying every woman is like this. Not every woman is a sex worker. Not every woman is a makeup-obsessed girl. And if you keep harping on about, oh, you're just a misogynist, you're just a racist, you're classist, all of this stuff, that won't get you anywhere. If you're just shutting down the conversation before you even have a conversation, that's just impossible to get anywhere with anything. And I guess that's a different topic that I've sort of gotten into, but I just wanted to say that if you want to call me a misogynist, call me a misogynist, but just know that you're being misogynistic for saying that. Adios, my ladies. And let me just tip my fedora to end this video.
Alrighty. And here's the thing of it. Okay. Women do not have to rely on their looks to get places in life. You're absolutely 100% right about that. I agree 100%. However, I feel like critiquing or verbally attacking somebody because, you know, of their choices. Like if someone chooses to be a cam model, and how does that personally affect you? You know, they make that choice, and hell, if I could have money thrown at me for doing absolutely nothing, I'd do it too, you know? I know what you're going to say. Well, that negatively affects the view of women everywhere. Okay? If people are letting their view of women get affected because of the way certain women act, that's not the woman's fault. That's the person who has that negative opinion's fault. You know what I'm saying? If someone makes a comment saying all women are just bitches, that's not the woman's fault. That's that person's fault. And the thing you have to realize is that men and women are absolute shit to each other. And when men and women treat each other like shit, it creates these negative, gendered-based stereotypes. And just because you think that wearing makeup is stupid, or whatever you want to call it, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to that. But going off on this empowered woman rant about, you know, you're right, you made a lot of good points. However, excuse me, you contradicted yourself pretty hard. You know, you'll sit there and say how you're sick and tired of society treating women like they're all the same, but then you turn around and make this crass assumption about women who wear makeup. You know, come on. Again, this is not an attack video. This is just a friendly YouTube conversation. Instead of, I'm not going to call you anything, really. You know, you want to have a serious discussion about this. You know, women who complain about unfair sexist treatment, they fail to realize that men also get treated unfairly too. This negative and this is the problem with our society. If you Google the word sexism, the definition included says primarily to women. In fact, let's do that right now. For the sake of this YouTube video, let's do that right now. All right. The definition of sexism, according to Google: prejudiced, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women, on the basis of sex. Sexism in language is an offensive reminder of the way the culture sees women. Synonyms and all this other shit. Okay. Then this right here is exactly the problem. This only sexism and rape happens to women kind of bullshit. Okay, this is the kind of crap that pisses me off. If you Google sexism and you see the definition I'm talking about, yeah. In fact, I'm going to put the link for it in the description box below. And this is the kind of crap I can't stand. You know, and this is the irony of it. Stereotyping. One of the one of the words they used to describe sexism is stereotyping. And the stereotype that only women, or typically against women, you know, the definition of sexism on Google is an oxymoron. It really is. You know, stereotyping or discrimination based off of sex. And when the negative stereotype is, well, typically against women, or, you know, sexism is an ugly reminder of the way society sees women. Right. And that's exactly the problem with our society. My definition of sexism is sexism, discrimination or stereotyping against a person because of their gender. Happens to both men and women. Sexism is an ugly reminder of the way people get treated based off of their gender. That's my definition of sexism. And I'm sick of it, YouTube. I'm fucking sick of it. If men are tired of women complaining about them, stop giving them shit to complain about. And if women are tired of men complaining about them, stop giving them shit to complain about. Well, this is the biggest problem, is women are hard to please. You want to call me a sexist for saying it, but it's the fucking truth. Women can't just be direct with their request. Their hints are subtle and they expect men to pick up on it. We're not fucking mind readers, okay? How are we supposed to know? You say you want chocolate ice cream, but really you want strawberry. How are we supposed to pick up on that? And another good point that Ashley made in her video is women are intelligent. Trust and believe. That is the fucking truth. Women have figured out a way to argue with men so that they win every time. And men stereotypically all more hot-tempered than women most of the time. You know, that's the stereotype that exists. And here's how it happens. If a woman is right about the argument, she will stay on point. But if she's wrong about the argument, she'll pick on your insecurities and bring them into the argument just to piss you off. You know what I'm saying? If you have any insecurities with your mother, your father, your job, your future, anything, she'll bring it up. It's like that little verbal time bomb. As soon as she drops it, it gets stuck inside your head. You call her a bitch, you call her the C word, you've already lost. Because then she's going to say, I know what I said was mean, but that's no reason to call me names, you fucking asshole. So, now you're sleeping on the couch. Now you're doing dishes. And you're sitting there going, fuck, what did I do? Where did I go wrong? So next time you're having an argument with your wife or your girlfriend and she starts pulling that shit, give it right back to her, man. She starts picking apart your insecurities. Fucking tear her insecurities a new one. If she has issues with her mother, she hates her best friend, be like, yeah, I wish I was dating your best friend. At least she wouldn't treat me like this. Or I bet you wish you could see your mother right now. Oh, but you can't because you two are having issues. Sometimes you gotta be like that, YouTube. If people are an asshole and their assholeness is down here, sometimes you gotta take it way the fuck up here. You know. Sometimes you just gotta do it. And sometimes you gotta pick your battles. And that's just the thing of it, YouTube. Pick your battles. So, yeah, you know. Next time you're fighting with your girlfriend and she starts pulling that crap, brings up your father because she knows you and your father have issues, brings up your job because she knows your boss is a dick. Maybe she brings up the fact that you're losing your hair or that you don't make enough money. Something. You know, it doesn't matter. Next time you're in a fight with your girlfriend and she tries pulling that shit, give it right back to her, man. Don't call her any names. Don't get mad. Just fight fire with fire, man. I guarantee you. She will not know what to do at that point. She'll be like, whoa, hey, wait a second. This technique used to work and now it's not working. Fuck. The two biggest things couples will fight over: sex and money. Every time. Two biggest things. And that's the thing of it. Is sex and money, it's not important. It doesn't make you a better person. It can only make you happy temporarily. But much like smoking a cigarette, it doesn't last. Eventually you reach the end and you're just like, in the ashtray. Happiness comes from within. And the biggest problem you see, and this is why you see women who feel this obsessive need, or this need to critique women who wear makeup. It's because you're comparing yourself to that other woman. Women do this shit all the time. Women will compare themselves to other women and to men. And I'm sick of it. Just be happy with what you got. You know, you can sit there and say, well, you want to wear makeup because it's empowering. It's not very empowering. That's your opinion. You know, that is your opinion. And that's the thing of it. If them wearing makeup does not personally harm you, it's just, you know, that who gives a flying fuck? What does it matter to you? And your justified pro-female argument of, well, it's detrimental to the way women are seen. Just because a woman wears makeup doesn't mean, you know, that if society's the one that sees her like that, that's society's fault. You know, women already get attacked for wearing makeup or for doing this or for doing that from society, and then they get a little bit more from other women just because, you know, it's not enough that they're bullied by society. They gotta get, you know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between an empowered female and a female bully. Female bullies are the female equivalent to the male chauvinistic. And, you know, you're acting offended when you state your opinion on social media, but then someone else does the exact same thing. You know, this is the internet, and last time I checked, if you have an opinion, so does everybody else. I can't even begin to imagine YouTube. Being a woman has got to be the hardest job on the planet. Well, not nearly as hard as being a cop. Not nearly as hard as being an oil field worker. Not nearly as hard as being a member of our military. Or about crab fishing, you know. I'm just saying. No, being a woman's not easy, but it's not the hardest thing out there. You know, you hear these people, they're like, oh, being a single mom is such a challenge. Fuck you. You sit around in your pajamas all day, watching TV with your kid, making grilled cheese sandwiches for lunch, and later on, before nap time, you put on a fucking puppet show for your kid, and then oh yeah, real fucking difficult. Oh, but you don't understand. When my kid starts acting up. Boo! Boo fucking who? Boo fucking who? You want to complain about how hard it is to be a single parent. No, it's not easy being a single parent, but it's not the hardest job out there. You fucking sit there, refuse to work, saying, oh, I don't need a man to take care of me. But then you gladly accept a welfare check from the government, which is run mostly by men. And this isn't an attack on single moms. There are a lot of single moms who bust their ass to make an honest living for them and their kids. But there's a couple single moms out there, you know the ones I'm talking about. These fucking bitches who sit on their fucking lazy ass, don't work. They use being a single mom as an excuse. Well, I can't work because I got kids to raise, you know. I fucking hate that. That is so pretentious, dude. You'll sit there and say, well, I don't need a man to take care of me, but you'll gladly suck child support out of your baby daddy's back pocket. You'll gladly suck down welfare checks from the government. And then you'll justify that by saying, well, I don't need to work because I'm a single mom and that's a hard enough job as it is. Fuck you. You pretentious bitch. And this is why women, feminism, and single moms have a bad name. It's because of shit like this. You know what I'm saying? You got these over-entitled females. They act like their vagina's made out of gold. And they walk around with their nose in the air, like, looking down at everybody like, oh, you think wearing makeup makes you empowered? You're stupid. Who the fuck are you to judge? You know, what you do to empower yourself as a female is different than what the female next to you does. And again, this is not an attack video. This is a video to make you think, you know. One other point she brought up, not every woman acts like this, which is good. Because if every woman acted like this, seriously, I would go asexual. I'm not even playing. If every woman acted like that, I would go asexual. Trust and believe that. I'd be like, nope, fuck this, I'm done. Y'all can kiss my Asperger's. And speaking of single moms, if you are not prepared to raise a kid or a couple of kids, then don't get with her. I get so fucking tired. And yeah, you know, both people are guilty in this aspect, man. Guys know that single moms are the easiest lay because they're trying to nail down a decent stepdad, so they offer their pussy as a way to lure the dude in, like with the promise of a little bit of pussy. All you gotta do is be my kid's stepdad. And guys know that too. That's why they go after him, like, oh hey, easy pussy, alright. Fuck both of you in that scenario. Isn't that what got you in the mess in the first place? Women love to bitch and complain. I'm sick and tired of people assuming that women are baby factories. You're right. Women are not baby factories. However, this little thing called closing your legs, it works wonderfully. This little thing called saying no. This little thing called birth control. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like these women who go around dressing up like floozies, and then they get pissed off when they garner no personality to show that they're different. They dress like hookers and sluts and floozies, and then they garner no personality, and then get pissed off when men see them as sex objects. Like, well, you're peacocking to attract the opposite sex, you're garnering no personality, and then you get pissed off when you get treated like you're acting. Huh, that would be like me sticking my hand on a hot stovetop and going, fuck, I burnt my hand, that hurts, I'm gonna do it again. Ow, fuck, that hurts, and then complain because I burnt my hand, and then continuously do it over and over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the same scenario. Like, if you don't like burning your hand, then why the fuck are you sticking your hand on a hot stovetop? Like, Jesus Christ. And it's like I said, if you're tired of the opposite sex complaining about you, then quit giving them reasons to complain about you. Sick of it. That'd be like me walking around town with a muscle t-shirt, showing off my gorgeous biceps, showing no personality to go with it, and then getting pissed off because people treat me like a musclehead. Same concept. And what the fuck is she complaining about, dude? I get why she's complaining. It is pretty disgusting, but at the same time, dude, sometimes women have it a lot easier than men. I'm just saying. How many dudes do I know that, okay, sit on a camera and do nothing, just have money thrown at you? I seriously, I don't know any dude who wouldn't do that. Like, I don't know too many dudes that would say no to that. Wait, I don't have to do jack shit. I just get money thrown at me for being attractive? Well, fuck. I don't know too many dudes who would turn that down. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, YouTube. And here's the thing about it. The reason why some women use makeup as an excuse to be empowered is because it makes them feel attractive. And here's the thing of it. You don't need makeup to be attractive. Okay? You don't. You know? But if you choose to wear makeup because you think it's empowering, hell yeah. That's your choice as a woman, whether or not That is your choice as a woman, whether or not you want to wear makeup. That is your personal choice. And if women feel empowered by not wearing it because that's society's stereotypes and blah, 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 cool. If you feel empowered for wearing it because fuck society's stereotypes, you're just doing you, cool. You know? But you can't expect to critique somebody and then not critique them and not get some criticism back. You know, that's not how it works. Even if the person who is critiquing you back is wrong, you know, even if their opinion sucks Asperger's, you know what I'm saying? You know, I could sit here and say I like Ford trucks, but someone in the comment section says, well, you're a douchebag because Chevys are better. That doesn't make their opinion right. It just means they have an opinion, you know. And the oldest expression, one of the oldest expressions in the book, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. And if you don't like it, then keep your fucking mouth shut. You know, if you don't want to hear someone else's opinion, what makes them think they want to hear yours? I'm just saying, you know. And again, this is not an attack video. This is, you know, a friendly discussion. Friendly discussion on a YouTube platform. So I guess we'll call it Pipe Thoughts, just because I'm smoking me pipe. Yeah, another provoking Pipe Thoughts. Ooh. Another point she made in her video, people love women. They want them to succeed. Exactly. Exactly. And this is why, even though websites like Facebook do not allow sexually extreme content, if a dude tries to get sexual on Facebook, his account is banned or he's put in Facebook jail. But if a female decides to wear nothing but a thong and some pasties and takes a couple selfies and puts them on Facebook, nobody says shit. Women are encouraged to celebrate their bodies. And men are told not to celebrate their bodies. And people can say, well, that's because of the fashion industry and the negative views and blah, 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 blah. Da, 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 da. Excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Excuses and opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Oh, man. Well, YouTube, I don't have a whole lot more to say on this. I mean, I pretty much said my piece. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can critique someone else for wearing makeup because you're tired of society treating women for their looks. I get that. But if you choose not to wear makeup because that's a personal choice, You know, and when you're critiquing someone else who wears it because it's their choice, you know, maybe you're doing it for the right reasons when you critique somebody, but to the rest of the world, it's going to look like you're coming off as, I'm better than you because I don't wear makeup. I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm not trying to be an ass, but that's how it comes off. And that's just it. That's exactly how it comes off to people. And that's why, Ashley, that's why you got attacked and called a misogynist. Because, because that's how it came off to a lot of people was, oh, here's another chick attacking another chick on social media. They call it attacking, you call it critiquing. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato, right? But that's just the thing of it, man. That's exactly why they responded, is because you came off as, I'm better than you because I don't wear makeup, because I'm a woke, empowered female. That's exactly why you got attacked. So maybe you were critiquing them for the right reasons, and your points are valid. Women should not be treated like sex objects, neither should men for that matter. Women should not have to prove themselves by using their looks. They should be able to rely on their smarts and their instincts just like anybody else. I agree with you 100% on that. However, that's why you got attacked on social media. Maybe you were, and you have to realize that on social media, a lot of things can be taken out of context. And again, our society has taken feminazi agenda and labeled it a feminist movement. Now, the concept of the feminist movement has been diluted and skewed. You know what I'm saying? Now, people's idea of feminism is a bitchy, self-entitled, sexist towards men female who victimizes herself. This is how people view feminism nowadays. And this kind of thinking has ruined the feminist movement, and it's given women a bad name, which, because of this feminazi movement, we now have the men going on their own movement. Yeah, because of this stupid feminazi movement, these women sitting there saying, oh, we don't need a man in our life. Right. Everybody gets lonely when they're old enough to date. Everybody gets lonely, so don't bullshit me on that. I'm just saying. Because of these nasty-ass feminazis, we now have all these men that are saying the same thing about women. Oh, we don't need a woman in our life. We're men. We take care of this ourselves, damn it. Right. I would love to take all these bitchy, self-entitled, feminazi women and put them in the same room with all these men, these going on my own type men, and put these two in the same room and just watch the magic unfold. They could end up verbally fighting or hating each other, tearing each other apart, or it could go really well. You never know. You take a female who's had nothing but shitty experiences with men and put her in a room with a dude who's had nothing but shitty experiences with women, one of two things is going to happen. One, they're going to end up hating each other and fighting because all their previous experiences have conditioned them to hate the opposite sex. Or two, they end up relating to one another and getting along really well. Guarantee it. One of two things. And YouTube, it is important to remember that if you have a negative experience with a specific race or a specific type of person or a specific type of gender, not to let it affect your personal view of everybody else who's similar. You know, if women have shitty experiences with men, don't let those assholes ruin your opinion of men. Vice versa. You know, if men are having shitty experiences with women, don't let it ruin your view of women. You get what I'm saying, tubes? This lighter definitely needs some more butane. Well, I've said my piece on this Pipe Thoughts. I don't make this video to attack anyone. I make this video to make you think, to see things from the bigger picture. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side.